Hey guys, DC Multiverse dude here. Something a bit different today. I got a really awesome care package from the United States that was organized by my good friend Nick, subscriber to the channel. Thank you, Nick. He sent me these two figures along with a couple of others that I can't get in Australia, not available here locally. So he shipped them to me. Great guy. Thank you so much. But thought I'd do a double review today. There's not too much tying these figures together. I suppose one could mount the argument that they're both gold label. So that's one thing. Another thing you might be able to say is that they are both reflective of a more classic design sensibility than what we're typically accustomed to with McFarlane. So, you know, we've got Flashpoint Flash here from the Cyborg Target exclusive Build-A-Figure wave, and we have Catman, who's the McFarlane Toy Store exclusive. Both are in their classical costumes, not too much in the way of embellishments, and you know, quite a departure from, you know, McFarlane's typical style. So let's have a look. We've got the Flash here from the Flashpoint Build-A-Figure wave. Comes with Cyborg's legs. I'll show you all how that fits in a moment. The Flash from Flashpoint. There's the Cyborg figure, the art at the end, and you can see that we have had Emperor Aquaman, Project Superman, the Flash. It looks like the fourth figure coming out later this year will be Flashpoint Wonder Woman. So that is the Flash. Really excited to get this figure. That Barry Allen looks just so classical. I hope he's good in hand. We shall find out. Catman, using the Nightfall body buck, looks tremendous. He's got a cloth cape, accessories. You'll see he's from Catman Villains United, which is a really cool arc. Awesome art on the back. So look, really stoked to have both of these. Can't wait to open them up and see how they sort of feel in the hand. So let's get onto it. So here is Flashpoint Flash out of the box with everything that comes in the box. You'll see we've got two Cyborg legs, which I'll show you how they fit with the Build-A-Figure in a moment. We've got the figure, we've got the trading card and display stand. Here is the art from Flashpoint. The bio if you're interested. And an alternate head sculpt. And you can see this is a beautifully painted head sculpt, the Flash with his mask on. And I've got to say, I really love the fact that we get an alternate head sculpt. It's not something McFarlane does often, but it's something he should do more. And if this is a sign of things to come, then you know, count me excited. Very quickly, just wanted to show you how the Build-A-Figure Cyborg shaping up now that I've attached the legs to the torso from the first two figures in the wave. This guy is enormous, like ridiculously enormous, like hugely enormous. I mean, he just towers over a regular 7-inch figure. Now, I know he was big in the Flashpoint comic, and especially, you know, in the animated film, so it's not surprising. But yeah, it feels, those legs just feel way too long for me, but I'll reserve judgment till he's fully assembled. But yeah, he's big. And again, this is not a review of this Build-A-Figure, but the whole thing's been cast in this sort of pearlescent silver plastic. It's got lots of marbling throughout it. I know people are going to be really unhappy with that. I don't know how I feel about it. It looks a bit messy to me. It's not a clean figure, but again, we'll reserve judgment till it's complete. So let's get him out of the way and let's have a look at the main event. So here is Barry Allen. He looks great, as you can see. He's using that Blue Beetle Booster Gold body buck. We've seen it many, many times. We've seen it recently with the classic Riddler, with Captain Atom, Blue Beetle, Booster Gold, Deadman, many, many times. But this is a really great use for it. It's slightly buffer than the last classic Barry Allen we got, which was the Rebirth version. Slightly buffer, but not too buff. It's still got a bit of leanness to it. And I think when McFarlane uses body bucks, reuses body bucks like this, I think what it comes down to is how much has he done to sort of differentiate it from the prior use. Here, we've got newly sculpted boots with the wingtips on them, which look really good. And we've got that unique sort of diaper piece with the Flash belt sort of pattern. You'll see that the Flash logo is printed on rather than sculpted, which I think looks okay, but it would be better if it was sculpted. Same with the patterns around the wrists. Those are painted quite nicely. Overall though, like, I think this is a really smart use. The head sculpt, let's look at the head sculpt. It's immaculate. So if you're gonna do an unmasked head sculpt, this is how you do it. Beautiful paint, neutral expression, but not soulless. Like, it's got soul, you know. He's smirking, he's got personality. It really captures Barry Allen, but it's not snarling, it's not, you know, over the top. It's just right, just what these should be. The hair has a really nice sort of subtle wash through it. It's sculpted nicely. Yeah, one of the best head sculpts McFarlane has ever done on a really solid buck. I'm not going to go through the articulation because you've seen it many, many times before. It's solidly articulated. You know, I will say, you know, he comes with fist hands and a grippy hand, which, why would he come with a grippy hand and a fisty hand? It's the Flash. He should have running hands, or an alternate set of running hands. I think that's pretty poor. I'll quickly show you now the head swap to show you what the masked variant looks like. All right, so here he is with the masked head sculpt on, and it looks even better. You know, that is a great looking Flash. Let me just show you in detail. The paintwork is pretty good. There's a bit of sloppiness around there where the cheek meets the mask. A bit of the flesh-colored paint has leaked, but you know, it's very, very minor. Overall, it's quite neat, quite tidy. The eyes look good. It actually looks like the same face as the unmasked variant, which is rare. Sometimes the faces look a bit weird when the mask is on. It looks like a different person. This is clearly the same Barry Allen. And it's just a really nice Flash head sculpt. And if you just look at this figure, you know, on his own, it's hard to imagine a Flash figure being that much better. In fact, the only serious contender for me is Rebirth. Here's Rebirth. This is the last classic Barry Allen that we got way back early on in the line. And to this day, he remains probably the best, or close to the best until now. He's pretty expensive now. You know, you pay $100 for him Australian if you want him, if you can even find him. You know, so, you know, both of these are hard to get at the moment if you're an Aussie, which really, really sucks. But for those of you who have a choice and you could have either of these, I think for the price point that you could pick this up brand new, the Flashpoint Flash is the way to go. Which is my favorite? I like them both, but I think maybe Rebirth wins it for overall detail. I love the subtle sculpted detail all over the suit. And I sort of like the more slender frame. I think that's just a more appropriate look for Flash, but I could see that that's just a subjective thing. And there are many people who'll just say this classic look is the way to go. But, you know, no matter what you do, you can't go wrong. We now have two awesome Flash figures in the line. And, you know, I just think that's really, really cool. So, Catman. This figure blows me away. The second I got it out of the box, I was having so much fun. I love this cloth goods cape. It's just so much fun to pose. It just flops dramatically. I love it immediately. But I won't get ahead of myself. Let's look at everything that comes in the box. So we get the display stand, as always. We get a pair of grippy hands to hold the two knives that he comes with. Really, really nicely sculpted knives. He also comes with a holster in his butt, which I'll show you in a minute. And we get, as always, the trading card with really, really nice art. And the bio there for Thomas Blake, big game hunter, who comes to Gotham, challenges Batman, inspired by Catwoman, wears this absolutely ridiculous costume. Like, it's just so stupid. The colors are ridiculous. He looks nonsensical, but I love him so much. He's bloody amazing. Bringing it in closer, you can see he's using the Nightfall Batman body buck. Let me just bring Nightfall Batman in so you can have a look. There. So, you know, it's a pretty sensible reuse, I think. We're not sick of this buck yet. And I think the changes they've made to the diaper with the belt, the unique belt, and these straps here, I think it actually does a lot to differentiate this from Nightfall. And you don't immediately see the Nightfall buck when you look at this. I just think it's a really solid, well-proportioned buck, and it looks really great on this figure. The Claw Marks logo have been painted on beautifully. The head sculpt, again, is immaculate. That's 2 perfect head sculpts in a row from McFarlane. A rare win. The expression is great. Yeah, overall, this is just such an awesome looking figure. His default hands are these claw hands, and the claws are built into the fists, so you don't have to fiddle with an accessory to get them on or off, which I like. These are so well sculpted. Look at that. The cape, you know, it's the same fabric as the Michael Keaton Batman. It's thin. I wouldn't say it feels cheap. I wouldn't say it feels premium, but it looks good, you know, and it moves really well. That's what I love about it. Despite not being wired, you can kind of just like manipulate it a little bit to do really dramatic sort of poses. I haven't had time to play around, but like, you know, if you sort of flip it back, you can get a more relaxed look. Anyway, I'll fiddle with it later. People who are better at posing figures will do more interesting things than I can do. But in general, this is just a really, really great looking figure. The articulation will be the same as Nightfall. So, you know, he can kick out that far. He's got double jointed knees that are super stiff, but you know, you get a decent range of motion. Standard McFarlane ankles. Now see, his elbows are inhibited by the glove, so he can't really go more than 90 degrees, but that's kind of okay. It's worth it because the gloves are so awesome. Sculpted wrists, which look really, really great. He's got the butterfly joint that we've come to expect, which is really nice. His head is really stiff. Like it turns, but like there's not much in the way of tilt up or tilt down, very little, and it's very, very stiff. It might need to be heated up and it might actually have a better range of motion than I thought. He's got that diaphragm cut, which allows for quite a good sort of range of motion in that direction. Not so much leaning forward, but it can spin 360 degrees, so that's pretty cool. So like overall, I think you get a decent range of motion out of this guy. All the poses that you could conceivably want to put a character like this in, I think you'll get away with. So yeah, you know, I think he just looks really, really good. He moves really, really well. His accessories are fantastic. Like, you know, he comes with knives, fists, a cloth goods cape. You know, this is the sort of value that I want to see from McFarlane. And I know McFarlane often gets a lot of crap for the lack of accessories, but I think, you know, between Flashpoint Flash coming with the alternate head, Catman coming with extra hands, extra weapons, a cloth goods cape, you really can't fault for the price point, I think. You know, I think it's a really good value. You can see the knives can go in this holster at the back, but it's super awkward because they don't really fit. And when you push them through, they go right over his butt. He's going to stab himself in the ass. So I don't know if I'll store those there. I think I'll probably just throw those in a bin somewhere because, quite frankly, these claws are just so awesome. Why wouldn't you pose him with the claws? So yeah, that is Catman. Just a winner. So just by way of comparison of the most recent versions of these body bucks that we've got, you know, Catman uses the Nightfall body buck, Flashpoint Flash uses the Deadman and Blue Beetle body buck, which Classics Riddler used most recently. And you can see that with just $2, McFarlane's got given us, you know, 4 very different, very colourful classic characters. If this is the price we have to pay to get classic characters, i.e. reuse, I'm all for it. It's a sensible reuse. I think in each case, he's done enough to differentiate it so you don't feel like you're just looking at the same thing. And we've just got this amazingly colourful cast of kind of characters emerging. And I just really like the direction McFarlane's going in. More of this, please. More of these classic designs, more colour, more fun, more personality. You know, Riddler came with a whole set of hands to choose from. You know, Catman comes with all these weapons and the cloth goods cape. The Flash comes with an alternate head. If we're turning a corner in terms of the fun factor and the accessories and the more classic nature of the designs, I am all for it. Bring it on. As it is, you know, I think these 2 figures are easily in my top 10 or 20 for the year. If these had come out in the first half of the year, they'd be on my top 10. I'm pretty sure they're going to make it onto my top 20. Yeah, pretty amazing doubleheader from McFarlane. I can't wait to see sort of what we're going to get for the rest of the year. yeah, it's a really good time to be a collector of this line, and I'm really happy to have both of these. And if you have an opportunity to get these, I say get them. Get them before they're gone, particularly Catman, is McFarlane Toy Store exclusive. And generally once they sell out, it's hard to get them again. Who knows if and when he'll restock. So yeah, definitely get them. You won't be disappointed. So if you like this video, give me a like. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. It really helps me out. And let me know in the comments which of these figures you like better. For me, I think Catman takes it. I love getting stupid, ridiculous Batman villains. Condiment King next would be fun. But I'd like to hear what you think. Until then, have fun, happy collecting, and thanks for watching. This video was brought to you with the support of Fet's Hideout Toys and Collectibles. For a great range of toys from DC Multiverse to Black Series to Marvel Legends, Hot Toys and more, visit Fet's Hideout Toys and Collectibles and use the offer code DCDUDE. That's DCDUDE for an exclusive discount month to month. Could be 5% off or $5 off at checkout. Try the code, see what you get, place an order with Fets, and you won't be disappointed. And we thank Fets for their continued support of this channel.